From the Lydia Media Studios in the heart of Lewiston-Auburn, it's Lydia's Lunch Bunch, LA's afternoon morning show with Mark, Sarah, and Pam. We're covering news and events in the greater LA area and talking to the people making a difference in our community. Feel free to share your comments, questions, or suggestions via email at podcast@lydiamediallc.com.
And today's show is brought to you by United Piping, serving residential and commercial customers with new installations and repairs. Call today and schedule your oil and gas boiler cleanings at 754-4556. UPI, the best plumbers around. Also brought to you by Ruper's Beverage and Redemption. When it comes to beer, wine, and spirits, don't botch it, squatch it. At 5 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, and Oxford. Learn more at rupersbeverage.com. And remember, the party starts at Ruper's.
We have the pleasure of being joined in studio today by the president and CEO of the Lewiston-Auburn Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce, Shanna Cox. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to be back.
How are you?
I love starting my day with you guys.
Well, we love it as
I'm
well.
great. The sun is shining.
Yeah.
I had a good
Beautiful,
Mother's
right?
Day this past weekend.
Yeah.
Starting the week off right.
How did
We've had 3 days of sunshine.
Yeah, in a row. Not just in the same month. Breaking records.
Wow.
How was your Mother's Day?
It was really great. I had one of my sons volunteered to DD, my friend, and I to a little bit of a boozy brunch. We did stop by Ruper's on the way back, so shout out to Ruper's. And then we hit like 3 different plant stores. Loaded my car up with annuals and perennials and a trellis. Came home and then they helped me plant them all and do my pond cleanup. So
Wow.
I went to bed a little bit sore, my heart very full, and my garden looks great.
Nice.
Best it's ever looked this time of the year.
Awesome.
Yeah, leverage that Mother's Day,
Happy.
ladies.
Yeah. I did the same.
Good for you. Yeah, it was the best thing ever. Did you garden?
I did garden. I didn't get to everything that I had hoped to. In fact, I have your son coming to my house today to give me an estimate for the remainder of the work that needs to be done in my
Mention
backyard.
that. They're good
Yes.
for it.
But we got our front yard, all the flower beds all cleaned up, and we made our annual trip to Longfellows to get our veggies and our flowers out.
I love that.
Yeah, it was good.
I love the farm trips. I've got like 3 or more farms that I gotta just, support local.
Yeah.
Gotta support.
Yeah, it's your obligation.
I know. Chad was really lovely, and what he did while I was out was edged all of my beds, and in doing so, added 6 inches on all sides of my bed. So I got home. I'm absolutely great with it, but it was also like, well, now I gotta get more plants. Look at all that space.
Yeah.
Babe, you opened up a monster can of worms. Yeah, so I'll be adding
Isn't that
all
the
year.
most satisfying feeling, though? The edges of the beds all clean and straight.
Really nice. We're gonna do mulch this weekend, and it's gonna
Yeah, that's what I'm paying your kid to do for me.
yeah, it is so, you want young knees and a back.
Yeah, man, I don't like doing it.
1 week from today, Devin and Dula on the show. Oh, yeah.
That's exciting.
That's happening.
That's exciting.
All right. We're going to talk to Shanna about all things chamber coming up here in just a bit. But before we get there, let's take a look at some headlines for Tuesday, May 13th.
Lewiston voters will decide on the $118 million school budget today. The total is a 6.7% increase from last year. Lewiston represents the second largest school district in the state, and Superintendent Jake Langley said enrollment is at an all-time high. The polls open at the Longley School at 145 Birch Street from 7 a.m. today to 8 p.m.
A section of Oak Hill Road in Auburn is closed due to a collapsed culvert. The engineering division is assessing the situation and a detour is in place. It's the second culvert in the city to fail this spring. A section of Stetson Road was closed last month.
The city of Lewiston is seeking volunteers to place flags at U.S. military veteran gravestones for Memorial Day. About 4,500 flags need to be placed at St. Peter's Cemetery on Switzerland Road and about 1,800 at Riverside Cemetery on Summer Street. No sign-up is necessary. Volunteers are asked to arrive at 10 a.m. at St. Peter's and 8:30 at Riverside.
And the Lewiston Summer Fun and Films is asking for input on which movies they should show this summer. A survey is up on the police department Facebook page, and the deadline to cast your vote is Friday. Shanna, have you heard Sarah's weather song?
I'm really excited to hear it.
Oh, great. So we should talk about the weather then.
We should talk about the weather.
Rain or shine, it's all okay. Grab your uke and start the day. Clouds may come or skies turn blue. Weather's fun with me and you. The sun is bright and storms may brew. Every day's a brand new view. You don't need perfect skies above. Hey, just a song and a little love.
There
There it is.
Love that. That's fantastic. Is that out? Can I download that and start my day with that every day? Or I have to tune in?
We'll put it on your phone for you. That would be your alarm.
Thank you. I would. Not just for me, but those who sleep in my room. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Send that along.
Can she perform it at the annual awards?
Listen, we have some weather issues historically with annual awards events.
True.
So I think maybe that song should not come anywhere near the event.
Yeah, we don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, maybe instead of weather's fun for me and you could say weather sucks for me and you.
Yeah, that's a whole different version that I could play in multiple.
Yeah.
How about that weather?
How about that weather?
Partly sunny today with a high of 67 and a low of 45. Cloudy tomorrow with a high of 70 and a low of 43. Rain on Thursday with highs in the mid-60s.
In sports, the Celtics' bid to repeat as NBA champions is in jeopardy. Boston lost to the New York Knicks last night, 121-113, and now trail the best-of-7 series 3-1. Jason Tatum, who scored 42 points, left the game in the fourth quarter with a lower leg injury. Game 5 is tomorrow night in Boston.
The Red Sox didn't fare much better. They lost to the Detroit Tigers 14-2. Yeah, Detroit scored a couple of touchdowns. They'll play again tonight at 6:40.
CMCC Baseball lost to Central Pennsylvania 12-6 in round 1 of the USCAA National Tournament in Du Bois, Pennsylvania. The Mustangs will play Florida National this afternoon at 1 p.m.
The Dallas Mavericks won the NBA draft lottery and secured the number 1 pick, which is projected to be Maine's Cooper Flagg. We'll find out for sure on draft day, June 25th.
Congratulations to CMCC women's basketball star Ella Levine on earning a full scholarship to play Division II basketball for the East Central University Tigers in Ada, Oklahoma.
Well deserved.
She's a rock star out there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's your news, weather, and sports. And right now it is time for the podcast segment that is Sweeping the Twin Cities. Shanna, you got to join in on this stuff.
I don't know when it's going to happen, but every time it's happened, I'm like, I could have said Squatch. I could have. I just didn't know it was now. I'll get better. I'll get better.
It's time for famous people birthdays.
They're famous. It's their birthdays. It's famous people birthdays. It's famous people birthdays.
Let's take a look at FPBs for May the 13th, shall we?
Okay.
All right. Let's start off with Darius Rucker, who is 59 years old today.
All right.
Lead singer for Hootie and the Blowfish from back in the day.
Yeah.
Converted to country.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sure did.
Cowboy now.
Still living the country life, right?
Yeah. And also a third cousin of Lydia Media's Tim Rucker.
Is that
No.
true? I'm so gullible. I love
I could
this
see
show.
the resemblance.
Yes, same here.
They're both bald.
Comedian Stephen Colbert is 61 years old today. You know him as the host of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. What's the one he hosts? Oh, The Colbert Report that he had on Comedy Central. That was really good. Yeah, enjoyed that. Happy birthday, Stephen. Stevie Wonder, 75 years old today.
One of my favorite vinyl records.
Oh.
Songs in the Key of Life. Yeah.
Just
Stevie was inducted into the Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Also noted for his political activism, including his 1980 campaign to make Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday a federal holiday in the U.S. In 2009, he was named a United Nations Messenger of Peace, and in 2014, he was honored with the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
There's a Netflix kind of documentary on the recording of We Are the World.
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's have you seen it? There's a part where Bob Dylan has a really hard time because he doesn't harmonize.
Yeah.
He was having a really, really difficult time, and Stevie Wonder sat him down on his piano and impersonated Bob Dylan and was like, "This is how you should do it." And I thought that was so impressive and so sweet of Stevie to do that. It was really cool.
He's a good dude.
And I learned that Stevie Wonder is a really good impersonator.
Yeah.
He can do impressions very well.
That kind of makes sense when you think about how much he would rely on his
Right.
audio
Yes.
to get through.
Yeah.
And rounding out FPBs is a favorite of directors Martin Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino, Harvey Keitel, 86 years old today. I remember him mostly as Winston Wolfe from Pulp Fiction. Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's good coffee.
I don't know what kind of parent I am, but I just told my kids that there was time that they see Pulp Fiction, that they need to understand what it's about.
Yeah.
Oh, they haven't?
Right.
My favorite movie of his is Sister Act.
Yeah.
He's so good in that one, actually.
He was in Thelma and Louise as well.
I don't remember that.
Similar role.
I remember him from National Treasure, too. I remember thinking that was an unusual role for him, like kind of a reversal, because he was an FBI agent.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's backwards, but okay.
Yeah.
Normally he plays the bad guy, you know?
Yeah. He was the law chasing
That's right.
Thelma and Louise. After they drove off the cliff. Oh, spoiler alert, sorry.
Oh, of a 35-year-old movie.
Yeah, they cut to his face. So he's that guy. Now let's take a look at some OTDs. On this day, 19 years ago in 2006, number one singer in the world, Aretha Franklin, received her honorary doctorate of music from Boston's Berklee College.
Ooh.
21 years ago in 2004, Frasier aired its final episode. And then, at the request of no one, a revival series came out a couple of years ago.
Aw.
31 years ago, on this day in 1994, Johnny Carson made his final TV appearance of his life on The Late Show with David Letterman. Jimmy Fallon was 19 years old at the time.
Wow.
Yeah. 55 years ago on this day in 1970, the Beatles movie Let It Be premiered in New York. And 388 years ago on this day in the year 1637, Cardinal Richelieu of France invented the table knife.
I remember it like it was just yesterday.
Me too.
What were they using before the
Daggers.
Hang tight.
All right, I'm here for it. Sorry.
Until then, people used daggers to cut their meat and pick their teeth. Those are your FPBs and OTDs for May the 13th.
Whether you want a sit-down meal or a grab-and-go, Pat's Pizza in Auburn offers delicious sandwiches, pasta, salads, and pizza at family-friendly prices. Pat's Pizza, serving the L.A. area since 1985. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Online at patsauburn.com.
Now we shift focus fully to our guest in studio, Shanna Cox, president and CEO of our LA Metro Chamber. And there's a big event coming up next week.
Something.
Something.
I think this shop's going to have to close down with the presents that you guys are going to bring. Yeah, it's our annual awards, which we're super excited about. We're out at Poland Spring. We are indoors this year after 4 years of being under the tent and surviving. We did the math the other day. There was a year where there was historic smoke and bad air quality from Canada. There was a wind year. There was a rain year. And last year was epic heat.
A hot year.
Epic,
Followed by
heat stroke. People would pass out and we had to move it inside at the last minute.
And followed by an incredible thunderstorm.
Yes. And so this year we hedged our bets. The event itself will be inside. We will be holding our cocktail hour outside in the gazebo and garden, which we're excited for. But yeah, I've got these two really incredible MCs. They do stuff all over.
Did you get the Captain and Celeste?
Yes!
They were busy. Don't tell anyone. I asked them first.
Did you get Stan and Allie?
Oh, no.
Yes.
It's you guys.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to be a little duo named Mark and Sarah you might have heard of.
Oh, scraping the bottom of the barrel.
I mean, lifting up my favorite local talent is what I
No
would
one else
call
was
it.
available?
I didn't even check. Why would I? Why would I? It's gone so well. And you always wear the most exciting dresses.
I have
Thank you.
perfect
Oh, you're
dress
welcome.
picked out.
And Sarah, too.
Yeah. It's been hanging in my closet. I got it about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I'm so excited. My dresses are somewhere in a shipping debacle, so I'm really excited to see what next week's like. Yeah, it's going to be fun for all of us. Yeah, just the small things. And so you guys will be there, like you are, emceeing every year. But this year, one of our guests of honor and award recipients is a little Miss Pam Ashby. Yay! Super excited. Pam is going to be receiving the Ray Geiger Award, and that's it is, in fact, your name is already engraved in my office. We just got your plaque in. The Ray Geiger was a prior president, an active member, a very, very storied history with the chamber. And so this award recognizes our most valued partners who are champions of the chamber, the work we do, and our mission. And it just felt like a really obvious fit for the selection committee this year. So super excited to be recognizing you that day.
I can't wait.
It's a
She
fun
can't
event.
wait because it will finally stop being like the award-winning Pam Ashby.
You're excited for it to be behind you.
She's waiting for us to be done doing
That's
that.
fair.
That lasted for about a week, and And then she shot daggers at me one morning,
Okay,
and I'm
enough
like,
of that.
I think I'm done with this.
I won't do that again.
Do you think that's why she's deserving, folks, right?
Well, it literally, we were like, okay, how many days? 30 days until, like, no, we can't be
too
doing
many.
this for 30 days.
It's too many. It's always a fun event. We have a photo booth, and we do Heads or Tails, which is a fundraiser partway through, which is always a good laugh. And then we celebrate some really incredible people contributing to community and business. And so Pam is the Ray Geiger Champion Award, but we give an award for Teresa Sampson's Women in Business Leadership Award. And Teresa, unlike we have a couple of named awards. Teresa is still with us. She's incredible. Terry Sampson. Can I say badass? She's a badass. She's
Yes.
She was the first president of the board of the chamber a number of years ago, we shall say. And then she worked her way up and took over ownership of Hudson Bus Lines and sold that business for quite a profit and did really well, but has always been supportive of other women. And what I love about her is every year she insists on being introduced and meeting the award winner and getting a photograph with them. She stroll them over to the photo booth, and she's a really incredible woman, and she's been an amazing mentor and confidant for me in this role. And so Elisa Roman is getting her award, and Elisa has worked with local businesses to integrate local businesses into the nutrition department at the City of Lewiston's Public Schools Department, while also transforming the nutritional quality of food there. And so, yeah, she's incredible. And then Justin and Sam Jure are getting our Leading Through Change Award, and they're incredible. And they're incredible post-October 25th and all of the change that they have helped their employees navigate, all of the physical things. But what we really want to lift up is they've been doing that. They came into October 25th and the response and recovery efforts having already led through significant change. And so for me, that's a really important piece of the story that I want to lift up.
Yeah.
They were avid bowlers and, working out in the world, doing normal day jobs when they came together to save the bowling alley and make sure that spare time recreation didn't close.
In the middle of COVID.
Thank you. Yes. And so as their story has gotten retold in a couple of outlets, I've really tried to make sure that people are remembering all of the amazing things they did. Yeah. Not to in any way downplay or disrespect. I've been, with them in so many different stages post-October 25th, and they're amazing individuals. They're amazing bosses to their employees. They're amazing community members. That story starts much further before October 25th, and that just feels really important for me to lift up.
LA Metro Magazine did a story about them.
Yeah.
Way back when.
That's the thing is they have a long history of leading through change and doing it in just really approachable and, vulnerable and honest ways. And I just respect the heck out of that. Not that I got to make all the decisions myself. We have an amazing committee that helped weigh in. And then Susan Longchamps, who is at Webb's Market. She's also a city councilor with Lewiston, and she's done real estate investing, and she has just done incredible work in the downtown with a block party that kind of reinvigorates the downtown every year. So she's getting recognized. And then Scott Riccio is also getting recognized, and he's the owner of Northeast Charter and Tours, and has a bus company, and I think a lot of people know that about him. He's an incredible businessman. He's grown the business really significantly. He survived COVID and was really just creative in the ways that he did that. But I don't think what people might not realize, at least local people, is that he is a leader nationally, and that we're really fortunate to have him in this area. And he brings business to Maine. He is active in New England and national spaces talking about Maine, and then also provides the actual infrastructure to bring visitors and economic development to Maine. And he's just always a champion of this region and all of the work that he does. And he wouldn't have to be. And he does. And he's so respected by his peers in the industry, tourism, and in the transportation industry as well. And so a well-deserving award for him.
Can folks still purchase tickets?
Yeah, for a couple more days, I think. We're getting down there. There's very few left, and we expect it to sell out. But yes, people can purchase tickets. You do not have to be a member. You can come to celebrate any or all of those folks, or just come because heads and tails are fun and the cocktail hour is a blast. Whatever works for you. But yeah, LAMetroChamber.com on our events page. You can find all the information.
I hope it's scorching hot because I have a whole new list of It's So Hot jokes.
Oh, that's
Really
right.
grateful.
We did that. I forgot we did that last year.
I was going to say the weather's going to be perfect because
Thank
it's
you.
inside.
Thank you.
That's
right. Please let the weather please let the weather be nice.
It'll be fine.
It'd be great.
We'll be fine. Let's talk scholarships.
There are days that this job is hard. That being a president and CEO of the chamber of a county that sometimes has challenges, sometimes the days are hard, right? More often than not, they're wonderful, and I'm fortunate to love my job. But one of my favorite things is the way that we get to support adult learners with scholarships. And this year, in part because Seaport Credit Union made a gift to our scholarship fund, I was able to get more scholarships to more people. And so, yeah, it's one of my favorite things. It's a really great way to tell our members, thank you for being a member. Your employees who are trying to further their education are eligible. And so we're giving out almost $10,000 worth of scholarships. We give $500 to a graduating senior from each of the 7 area high schools. And then we give C for Me, which is College for Me. Androscoggin was an organization that was active a long time ago and trusted us with their scholarship funds. And so they give funds to adult learners who have not been in any type of formal education for more than a year. So it's really kind of a jumpstart, get back in scholarship. And we have, I think, 4 or 5 really great stories and folks who are getting back to it, from everything to technical programming all the way through somebody going for our nurse practitioner after being an RN for a really long time and deciding to take that next step. And so, the diversity of education and fields that people go through, I think it tells a real story of what it takes to support a diverse workforce and a thriving economy. Like, we need all the jobs. And I love that these scholarships aren't just kind of top of class, high performing folks, but are really incentivizing people to invest in their education again and maybe get outside their comfort zone. And then we have our chamber adult scholarships, which we've got 4 of those going out. And then I was able to, thank you again to Seaport, we were able to identify 3 high school seniors who also work for chamber members and do $500 scholarships for them as well. And so, yeah, it's always fun to tell the scholarship recipients that they've won, but I also love telling their employers and making sure they know what a great story they have around the shop. So, yeah, it's we don't hold back the money, which I also think is really important a lot. And I can say this as a mother of a bunch of college-age children. Some scholarships are awarded, but you don't see the scholarship until, partway through the spring semester. It's not helping you buy books. It's not helping you buy a laptop. It is not helping you pay for your first semester of school. And, for some folks, that's a very real barrier and is a decision factor in, like, am I going or not? And so, we present the check at breakfast in June every year annually and make sure that folks can get on the path to completing their education, whatever that next step looks like. So it's a really rewarding part. And so the congratulations letters are going out today. Yes. The final selections happened on Friday. And so that's one of the favorite parts. Yeah. And they all many of them come to breakfast at the June breakfast where we present the awards. And it's always fun. It's always really fun. And we've seen some of those award winners come full circle, which is just, so yeah, I love that part. I would do that part awesome. Every day. Just give me.
You're beaming right now.
I know. I love it. I get all squiggly in my stomach. It's like my favorite part. It's, I have a lot of favorite parts, and I think I say that often on the show. I am fortunate to love what I do. But yeah, it's just, I know how much, as a family who has received scholarships for my own children, I know how important that is. And they write a statement about what they're doing and why. And we really aim to support folks who are getting educated in this area, or if they're getting educated outside of this area, they're tethered to this area with work and bringing that education back to our community and our businesses. And that just feels really, really important because it makes sense if you'd like to go to college somewhere else and then maybe stay somewhere else. Like, personal choice matters, but we get to put our money right here and be really intentional about it. And so, yeah, shout out to Dawn on my team, who I don't get a chance to do shout outs much for. Dawn's our incredible operations manager and like literally runs the show at the office. She's the reason that we have coffee and chocolate and candy to offer guests and that the rooms don't get double booked. She's incredible, but she did amazing work on helping manage our scholarship process. We had a record number of applicants. It was a hard process. There's a lot of paperwork and electronic files to keep straight. And she just killed that project this year and put us in a really good spot to give a record number of dollars out.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Thank you, Dawn.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's the best.
She really is. She keeps us. She's gonna be mad about this part. She keeps a secret stash of good chocolate for the team and puts the Werther's Originals out on the. So there is a small. It's like now you know the passcode. Where it's like a speakeasy. If you come into the chamber and say, "Dawn, show me the secret stash of chocolate," she might be compelled to do so.
Well, I'm not going to do that because at my age, Werther's Originals are where it's at.
Yeah.
We got you
Can't beat
covered.
that.
Yeah. We missed you at Brewing Connections.
I know.
It was a good one.
It.
I just wanted to make you feel worse.
No, well, thank you.
Sam did a great job.
No, I actually appreciate the opportunity to talk about it because I think one of the, you guys have met all of my teammates, and we have an incredible staff at the chamber, and it's more than twice as big as when I started 5 years ago. And Sam Harriet, who stood in for me, this is the second time that she's taken the reins at Brewing Connections, which I just spent 6 years knowing that I had a really great team, but they were a small team and their skill sets were really particular. And among them was no preference for public speaking for anyone else on the team. And so adding Becca and Sam to the team has really created the opportunity for me to not be the only person ever who represents the chamber in public spaces. And so I ended up having a doctor's appointment that really messed up that whole day. I had a couple of things happen that morning. And I went to Sam and was like, Sam, is there any chance at all that you would be willing to stand in for me? And she's like, Shanna, you don't have to ask. You could just tell me, and I'm happy to do it. And I was like, I think I'm always going to ask. I don't think I can undo that part. But thank you. And it's just, yeah. And of course she killed it. That's what I heard when I got back to the office later in the day. And, she's amazing. We had great member moments that morning. I heard the energy in the room was great. You guys had maybe your best ever Lydia Lunch Bunch photo taken.
It was pretty good.
It's a beautiful. I don't know if you guys coordinated your outfit in the background, but yeah, I saw the photos come out on social media, and I was like, "Ooh, Mark and Sarah on point today,
New promo pic.
looking good." Yeah. If you need the original, holler.
We just need to Photoshop Pam in there. So.
Put her in the middle, sitting on the table.
It was it's hard to get really good photos first thing in the morning.
Ryan knocked it out of the park.
It was
with that
great.
one.
Ryan captured life.
He really did that day.
Ryan captured weirdos.
Yeah.
Well, there's two. I think she's talking about the one where we actually look good.
I think we put out both.
I think you did.
Because I looked at Becca and I said, "Love the photo of Mark and Sarah," and she said, "Which one?"
Okay.
So I think they both were up. I do think they were both up.
Okay.
And she did know when she was putting up the other one that she did it.
Fun. I made him do that with me because he took an actual really nice photo, and I was like, do it right.
Do
the real thing that we do,
She gets mad at me now if I smile.
like, that's not how you take a photo. Like, that's not a Mark photo. Like, you have to do the thing where you look like you smell something disgusting
That's the face.
and make the face, and then I do the thing where I'm like, hey, and that's our thing.
Yeah.
If folks want a visual, go to LA Metro Chamber's Facebook page, and you will immediately know which photo we're talking about from last week's brewing.
It's the same photo we take every single time.
Yeah, it's pretty epic, but really well lit this time.
That's right.
Am I right?
Just gorgeous.
Yeah.
No, it was great, and I have an amazing team. Big shout out to Sam for
She did
that day.
fantastic.
Right,
You really did a good job.
Well, and the thing is, and we talked about it, and I said, of course she did, but the challenge is being high energy at 7
It's
o'clock
so
in the
early.
morning. It's I mean, you guys know you do it too, and have been doing it for years. But could you imagine if you came in and someone was polite, but like 2 p.m. polite, like welcome. We're so excited.
Yeah.
2 p.m. polite.
You can't start your day that way. And so, yeah, of course, Sam kept it high energy.
We couldn't be more excited.
Every time we have new people come to breakfast, they're always like, I don't know how. See, what a great photo. What a great photo.
That's the one.
When we have people come to breakfast, they're like, it's really high energy. I wasn't prepared for that. And I was like, we could not survive.
Right. Right.
I couldn't show up to something that early and not deal with myself in a grumpy, slow kind of way. See? Great photo.
Well, May was a Brewing Connections month, which means that June is a breakfast month.
Yeah, it's a big breakfast too. People should make sure they come to this breakfast.
Are there any breakfasts that are not big breakfasts?
I mean, I don't aim for mediocre or mid, right? But this one, I am really excited about this one. June has always got a little bit of a workforce theme for us because it is where we give out our scholarships, and so we try to pair up the topic. And Steve Littleson, who has spoken at breakfast before, he's a really great public speaker, and you really want someone who can be engaging when you're gathering 100 plus people together that early in the morning. He's an incredible public speaker and really relatable, but he's talking about a really important topic, which I'm excited for our membership to both hear about and ask some questions about, and that's the sale of Central Maine Healthcare System to Prime Health Foundation. And there's been a lot of news articles about that. There's a lot of exciting things happening, I think, with any type of big change, particularly if it's not someone that we know locally. And this would be Prime Healthcare Foundation's first in-state Maine sale. There's always, they're our biggest employer. There's always uncertainty and there's questions, and there's rumors. And so come to breakfast and just sit down, hear it, get all the myths dispelled, ask your questions. But I've been engaging pretty deeply in this transitional work, understanding more what Prime Health brings to a community, understanding the rationale behind CMH's board and Steve's decision. And it's one of those really rare occasions where I can say a lot of really thoughtful people spent a lot of time making a really good and hard choice. And they weren't just thinking about one aspect. They weren't thinking about just the bottom line or just the employees or just the hospital. They're thinking about Bridgeton. They're thinking about Rumford. They're thinking about the 40 plus practices that is your kind of medical home that's nowhere near the hospital itself. And they're thinking about the almost 1,000 people who work in our communities and our neighbors who work there. And so some of the really exciting things is Prime Health has made a commitment to maintain every employee who was employed when the ink was penned. Penned was inked. Inked was penned when they signed the deals. All of those employees are saying they're making $150 million worth of investment in the first 5 years. And I thought that was impressive in and of itself. I went to the public information session where they had leadership from this region from Prime Health along with the hospital's leadership. It feels like that's the minimum investment because they have made that commitment to invest in other hospitals that they have bought. And they actually made $350 million worth of investment in the first 7 years. Wow. And so, and they're making it in infrastructure. They're making it in bringing in kind of high quality new equipment or new procedural items, practices. They're doubling down on supporting the staff. They're dealing with aging infrastructure. Our hospital system is one of the older hospital systems in the state, and some of its facilities reflect that. And so there's real tangible investments. But I think one of the things that I'm hoping, and Steve, if you're hearing me, make sure you squeak this in somewhere because in our workforce month, one of the things I'm most excited about is Central Maine Health has the Maine College of Health Professionals. It's a longtime education institution tied to the hospital that helps with nursing degrees specifically, as well as some other healthcare career pathways. In almost all of the other 51 communities that Prime Healthcare has gone into and bought a hospital, they have improved health outcomes. They have shortened bed stays while improving health outcomes. And they've invested heavily in education. In some places, they've expanded existing college relationships, whether it was a community college or like here, where there's already a college associated. But outside of that, there's a couple of communities that they started an education institution to support their own career pathways and learning. And I think one of the things that really stood out to me is from a business acquisition perspective, part of what they look to do is to find underperforming hospitals that are struggling to keep their financial ends met. And then they make investments, turn that hospital around. And of the ones that are under the foundation's arm, because Prime Healthcare, there's a for-profit and then a not-for-profit, and it is the not-for-profit foundation that's purchasing CMH. There's about 14 hospitals, I think, in that arm. Even some of the ones that are lower performing or never really get to a break even, the foundation continues to invest, and they've never closed a hospital.
Wow.
And that's just really impressive because private industry buying hospitals is a trend. It's impacting healthcare across the nation. We're not left out of that. And in some places, those experiences have been really bad. And, we had a great CEO and a room full of really thoughtful board members who reviewed a lot of different options and ensured that they were getting into a relationship that would not put our employees or our healthcare system at risk. And I think folks should come hear about that. They should ask their questions, and it's a really exciting investment opportunity and economic development opportunity for a region, aside from the fact that it obviously also will have improved health outcomes for our family members that are born there or are getting care there or dealing with tough diagnosis. And so I'm really excited about what it means for our region.
And folks can still purchase tickets for that on the LA Chamber website, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
LAMetroChamber.com. Great stuff, Shanna. Anything else that you'd like to add?
I don't think so. Thank goodness I come every month. Be having a hard time getting it all in. Right? No, I think that's it. May's a big month, and it's streaming right into June. So I'll see you guys soon next week in your pretty gear.
Oh, yeah. Sherry, get your shirt yet?
Do you have
Mark?
Can we get some
outfit,
seersucker
Mark?
on this guy?
My pretty
Can we get a seersucker suit?
Sherry has to pick it out. I don't know.
No, she picks out my shirt for the Humane Society awards.
Oh,
She
you're
does
going to
not
dress
play an
yourself?
assist in this role?
I can't wear a cat riding a dinosaur to the Chamber Awards
That's true.
on my shirt.
That's true. I feel like she knows that and should still do a good choice.
I
She'd
too.
still do a great job.
Maybe she can match your shirt to my dress.
Oh,
Oh, I love that.
This is a garden thing. Is this
It's a garden party.
Okay, garden
yeah.
party, yeah.
It allows you to dress up a little bit and have some fun with it.
so? I don't know if he's going to like me sharing this, but I'm going to share it anyway. Kevin loves to shop.
Yes.
He's
Love a
definitely
well-dressed
like
man. Good.
put together. So he found me a jacket already. But he's like, what does garden theme mean?
Sometimes we
What
send
does
out
that
links
mean?
with suggestions because we get that question a lot. It's like a fun spring summer version of business casual. It's not ball gowns.
Right.
It's not jeans and flannels.
I feel it should always incorporate a hat.
I love a good hat.
That's me personally, but I don't know. Maybe.
If you ask, I have a big head. It's hard for me to find a good hat.
I have a little head.
Particularly,
It's hard for me to find a good hat.
Yeah.
that's what I love about the Paul Govero Awards is I get to wear a baseball hat as I MC.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
See,
it's encouraged.
you could try to get away with that at ours.
No,
I won't tell you.
No,
no.
I'm going to be dressed to the nines.
He's going to look
Rest to the
good.
nine.
Can I put in the request for a seersucker suit, even if it's next year?
I'm going to have Kevin do some shopping for me.
There we go. There we go.
He'd be all
I'm
over
still
it.
nervous about my dresses, so I have 3 coming with my fingers crossed on all of them, and a lilac suit that I would need tailored pretty quickly to be able to pull off if the dresses don't come.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be great.
I did find a dress to go with the jacket. Now I just need to find the shoes.
If
have a
only we
good
knew someone
shoes.
who worked in the industry.
No, I'm looking at, I don't think that's
Sparkles? Are we gonna go sparkles?
No, I'd like to wear a pattern because my jacket is solid and my dress is solid.
What
so I'm
color
looking
is
for-
your dress?
The dress is white, but the jacket is like this bright green.
Can I show you a pair of shoes that I think will be perfect for you?
I mean,
this.
I just told you 2 seconds ago. How do you already have a pair?
I have a
She's in the
I have a
industry.
pair in mind.
Works in the industry.
She's in the industry.
This is her job. Oh, okay.
Sarah, what color's your dress?
It's sort of a mix of like a dark forest green and teal, and it has some forest creatures on it.
I was wondering,
Well, yeah, of course.
do they make a capybara dress?
Yes, they do. It's been sold out for like 7 months.
Of course it has.
I'm extremely upset by that, but yes, they.
You can buy it now for next year.
Yeah,
Get on the wait list.
maybe I can.
Yeah, it's
I've
worse than a
got some.
Birkin bag.
I've got some
Goodness.
sway over there at my favorite dress shop, so I might be able to. Yeah.
Locally owned and locally focused, Lydia Media celebrates the heart of the greater Lewiston-Auburn area through 2 magazines, Uncle Andy's Digest and LA Metro Magazine, and the new Lydia's Lunch Bunch podcast. Each production shines a positive light on local businesses, nonprofits, events, and individuals making a difference in our community. Keep your advertising dollars local and position your business in front of your target audience with Lydia Media. Learn more at lydiamediallc.com. Shanna, you ready for 3 random questions?
I'm so ready.
You are so ready.
So ready. I was reliving my worst answer to one of your 3 random questions yesterday with a team member. I think they asked what animal I would be, and I said squirrel. I said squirrel. Nothing majestic. No, I was like, you know what? They put nuts away for the winter. They're studious. They're fast.
They get distracted.
Yeah, it just made a lot of sense at the time. And then I left. It was one of those times that I drove away from the radio station, and I was like, oh God, I said that on live radio. That is going to chase me for forever.
Oh, was this radio?
Yeah. And it was like,
So
it was early in our working relationship. So it must have been 4+ years ago. Yeah. And I got back to the office and I was like, I think I said squirrel. You guys,
I have to go home.
Yeah, so it came up at the office yesterday, and I was like, once upon a time, someone asked me that question, and I said squirrel, and I am still not sure I would change my answer. I just don't know if I would say it out loud. That's all. I think that's the part that changed. So, yes, I'm as prepared as I possibly can be for my next regrettable moment. Bring it on.
Great. Wow. Shanna, what is a phrase that people use that you can't stand?
Oh, that's the way we've always done things.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That one.
That's
I hate that one. It is a huge red flag for me. If you ask a question, and I think in my heart I will always be and do have an entrepreneurial spirit, right? So being innovative, being nimble, testing solutions, using a let's pilot it. What's our hypothesis? Let's make a mistake. Let's break things and then figure it out. That doesn't scare me at all, right? And so when I ask tell me why we do it this way. Tell me what the history is here, and the answer is, oh no, we've always done it that way. That is, not only is that not a satisfying answer, and it is not a good answer, it is a red flag for me to deeply question and throw out whatever you have just said that about. If that is the only reason, then it is not. It is a reason to undo whatever we're talking about, fundamentally. Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're going to regret that answer.
No, that one makes my blood boil. I feel my face flushing just with the thought of it. Yeah.
Who's next?
We're looking at shoes.
I think you are.
I do have one, though. If you were going to direct the next blockbuster movie, what would it be about?
Has to be a blockbuster?
Well, I mean...
Could it be an award winner, but maybe doesn't do well at the box office? No, blockbuster. I love... I would do another Da Vinci Code version of something. I love where... theology, religion, science, history intersect and make you question things you've always just kind of fundamentally...
Make you question everything.
Yeah, just make... I think it's just a good exercise to be like, well, I've been walking through life with all these assumptions, and maybe I've always been thinking about that a little differently, and I don't know if it would bring in the dollars, but if I got the right actor, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I like a good movie that makes you think. Right. Well, I mean... I used to.
Yeah, right.
Now you want something sort of mind-numbing where you're just like, this 100%. Is fine.
Every time I go to want to watch a movie, I'm like, can we just watch something I've seen 100 times?
Yeah.
I'm that same way.
Honey, can you pop in, dude, where's my car?
The anxiety of watching something I've never seen before.
Especially if it's suspenseful.
Yeah, I can't.
I watched Conclave because Conclave was actually happening. I was like, let's get in the spirit. And that was a surprising end.
I think a lot of people.
It was a really good movie that I was really incredible actors, really incredible film directing. The whole experience was really good. But then there's this twist at the end that I was like, wow, what? Did not see that coming.
See, that's a red flag for me when you're really good actors, really good director. It was great. I have no interest in seeing it.
No, you like the bad movies.
So Sarah and I have an agreement now. Sarah's always giving me crap because she recommends movies to me all the time, and I never watch them. But I'm going to watch Lake Placid, which she recommended.
Because it's right up his alley.
Yeah. The caveat is that she has to watch a movie of my recommendation.
And you haven't come up with that movie yet?
Oh, I have it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would take your list of recommendations against each other anytime because I'm always looking for something new and different to watch.
Oh, I've got a different one for you.
Okay. Will you tell me how it goes and then I'll watch it?
I'll let you know. Yeah.
You keep me posted. I'll listen to your recommendation anytime, Mark. No guarantees.
Listen to it, she said. All right. What is a scent, a smell that reminds you when you smell it of your childhood and why?
Oh, it's a very specific version of rose. So it's like a rose water so for two reasons. My dad's parents, my Grampy and Grammy, which were Blanche and Graham Cox, my dad grew up in Bar Harbor. It's where I spent my summer vacations. It's where all of my like holidays and school vacations were when my parents were working. And so my grandfather had seaside roses, so wild sea roses.
Rosa rugosa.
Yeah, and they just have this and I have one at my house because it is a familiar childhood scent. And I don't know what the linkage was between the two, but then my grandmother always had the same scented hand soap. And it was that same kind of like damask rose smell. And so I actually currently have a little nice French milled rose scented bar of soap for my hands in the bathroom at home. And so that one just always makes me, I don't know, it's like thunderstorms and salt water and days without schedules and
I love it.
And good ham and cheese sandwiches. They always got the good deli meat when I came to town. So it's like one scent, and all of a sudden it's all of those things.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Good
I love that a
question.
smell can do that.
It's one of my favorite things, right? Yeah. And the opposite, that there's certain smells that can immediately put you in like an anxiety attack or like I've got to leave this.
We don't have to think about those.
Yeah, no. We'll stick to the rose.
We don't have to watch the movies. We don't have to smell the smells.
Yeah, and it's not a perfumey rose. It's like a light.
Yeah, it's I got beach rose. Yep, I have that from college. We grew up on the coast of Maine and went to school in Machias, and that's like
there are wild roses everywhere. They're just like
Yep.
shrubbery on the ocean coastline, and that was true.
Yeah.
That was true there too. And in fact, I am trying to trellis one. Because they are not a climbing rose, just to be clear.
They are not a climbing rose, and they are aggressive when they get going.
So I'm trying it. I'll let you know how it goes. But we have one close in our driveway, and if I don't tack it against the house, then it just tries to eat you when you get out of your car. And I don't want to get rid of it or move it. So we're going to try trellising bush rose. I'll let you know how it goes.
See how that ends up.
Thanks. That'd be great.
Awesome.
All right. Shanna, it's always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for stopping by. And we so look forward to the LA Metro Chamber's annual awards next Thursday.
See you all next week.
It's going to be so much fun.
Can't wait.
Thursday the 22nd, and you can get your tickets at lametrochamber.com. Thanks to our sponsors, Ruper's Beverage and Redemption and United Piping. And if you'd like to be part of the Lydia's Lunch Bunch advertising family, reach out to the award-winning Pam Ashby via email. This is probably my last day here.
This is our last episode.
Yeah.
She really does seem to love the award-winning moniker.
She likes that almost as much as I like the weather song.
Mark pushes the envelope because he knows I can't do it without him.
That's not
love
true.
that. I love that leverage.
That's not true. Reach out to Pam via email at pam@lydiamediallc.com. It's been a pleasure, everybody. I don't know who's going to be hosting the show tomorrow, but...
Teach me the buttons.
Yeah. Bet you they won't push record.
Yeah, remember when I asked you how to show me how to run that thing?
Yeah. Oh, I saw the writing on the wall.
Have a great day. And remember, don't bite your cat.
And I will say I have bitten my cat.